Will the real Joe Wenberg please stand up? The Bravolebrities have hit Coachella, and there is some Big Brother 25 drama we got to talk about. Lots to discuss. Grab your favorite beverage, get your comfy pants on, and let's get started.
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want, 'cause your heart's made of gold, but don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to No Offense, All Offense with stand-up comedian and pop culture vulture, Joleen Lunzer. That's me. We talk about all the things trending within pop culture news, our favorite reality shows, Vanderpumprules, Bravo, Big Brother, everything in between. We take a comedic look, we roast it, we recap it, we have a good time. So if you are joining, make sure you smash that like. Let's set a like goal for... Let's get crazy with it. 800. Can we hit 800 likes, you guys? You guys have been killing it with the likes. I always say that because it's true. I think the last video we have like 700 and some likes. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you want to support the channel further than liking or subscribing, you can always send a super chat while we're live. I'll highlight your comment. We can talk about it. You can send a super thanks after the video posts. You can always hit me up on the Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, everything at the bottom of the screen and in the description, or become a YouTube member or Patreon supporter. But you don't have to. You can just participate in the chat or sit back and relax and enjoy the show however you want to enjoy it. All right. And you guys, we've hit over 37,000 subscribers. So that's amazing. We are so well on our way to 40K. We were hanging at that like 36.8, 36.7 for a while. And then we went over 37,000 now. So yes. Hello. So this is a late night, no offense, all offense. Sometimes they'll be during the day. Sometimes they'll be at night. You know, I know some people can watch it better in the evening and some people are more available during the day. So picking a time regularly, I probably should. Let me know if you guys would prefer that, because then I'll get my shit together. But sometimes I do like to have a nighttime stream. Okay, I am a night person at times. Okay, more of a night person than a morning person. And afternoons are very good for napping, even though I'm not great at that. So welcome, everyone joining in the chat. Shout out, hey, Steven. Nicole says, I opened up my email this week. One of them was from DSW, and it said the header now featuring Ariana Maddox collection. Yes. So thank you, Jada, for saying congratulations on 37K. Okay, we have a lot to get into today. So like I said, I have multiple beverages, Diet Coke and Waterloo, which is my favorite. Oh, thank you, Trish. Thank you. Okay, so what to cover first? How about all of the people leaving Bravo? So news just broke not too long ago that Crystal Minkoff is allegedly no longer on Bravo. Like, she got fired because allegedly producers and production was like, we think this is the farthest she can go. We don't think she can go. We don't think she has more to give. And I'm just like, I'll be honest, you guys, I liked Crystal mainly because she's friends with Sarah Michelle Gellar, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but I also liked the way she kind of evened out the cast. You can't have all crazy cuckoo bananas. You can't have all the women going ham at each other, you know? I kind of liked what Crystal offered, but I do understand that, the shelf life on Crystal might be up, and also Crystal isn't the type of housewife that really needs this. And maybe that's a good thing in some ways, and then in some ways for production it's a bad thing. So sound off in the chat and let me know what you think about that. But people's reporting it, everybody is reporting it. And Steven says Andy woke up this morning, did a line, and proceeded to hand out pink slips left and right. Yes, allegedly, obviously. Everything we say is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. However, everything I say is true except for the parts that are false. Okay, so Crystal Minkoff, she doesn't really need this because she's married to the Lion King, and what does she have, like that multi-million-dollar water company? So Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Crystal Minkoff announces exit from show after 3 seasons. It's very bittersweet. I bet you she really didn't want to leave it. I think she kind of did like being a part of this. And how come we never got to the bottom of those 14 friends that unfriended Crystal? Remember, she came into the show and people were like, oh, 12 or 14, allegedly, ladies just stopped being friends with her. And it was kind of mentioned here and there, but I wanted to know who. I wanted all those ladies to show up at a taping and be like, here's why we unfriended. Like, what did Crystal do to make a group of allegedly 12 to 14 ladies not want to be her friend anymore? Right, Simone? That's a great point. It did feel like Crystal was kind of getting started. I if she was going to keep heading this way, but with Crystal, there would be like her kind of when she was coming at Anna Marie, whatever her name is. But then she would pull back. We would see a pullback from Crystal. And she would be like, just kidding. And then she would unfortunately have, she had that medical issue. Julie says, Doritos gotta go. Dorit, I don't know. I saw Dorit walking around in just an old sweatshirt and some ripped jeans that I'm sure costs more than all of my clothes combined, even though it was literally an old sweatshirt and ripped jeans, smoking a cigarette, talking on her phone. And I was like, that's the Dorit we need to see. We need to see tobacco Dorit. We need to see Dorit just smoking cigs, talking shit about people. Oh, you want to know the truth about Kyle? Beverly Beach. But Dorit, you want to know the truth about Kyle? Okay. Well, Kyle is a see you next Tuesday because I'm married to a Brit. So we can say that word. Allegedly, we can say it. I want to see her just smoking, reading bitches down. I don't want to see any more like, PK, let's save our marriage. I don't care at this point. I am over PK. I want to know the truth. Who do you owe money to? Why do you owe so much money? Don't bring back George Michael unless he's going to spill the tea on your marriage. I'm not here for it. Okay. So Crystal's gone. Today, the reality, is it Monday? It is Monday. Yeah. Announced on Instagram that she will not be returning. I just wanted to share that. And Anne Marie is like, yeah, bitch, because she's so happy that Crystal can't come back too. Apparently she had a video post. Do we want to watch the video post? Let's see. Let's see if we can video post it. Can you guys hear this if I play it? I don't know if you can hear it. Put a thumbs up if you can hear it. Oh no, you can't hear it because I didn't share this yet. Okay, NBD. We're going to share again, and let's see if you guys can hear this directly off of Instagram, Crystal's message, and we'll react to it. Give me a thumbs up once I hit play if you guys can hear this, okay?
It's very bittersweet. Never did I think I would have been asked to do this show in a million years, let alone film it for 3 seasons. Every single year I was asked back. It was a blessing. It was an honor. Being the first Asian American on Beverly Hills was a lot of weight on my shoulders that I have since just have really understood the magnitude of what that meant for people. And I just wanted to thank you guys for being such an incredible support for me. And I hope that I have been for you, sharing my story with my ED, sharing stories about my father and his Alzheimer's. I've heard so many incredible stories from you guys. But this is not goodbye. This is see you soon. I have some other things going on that I will be sharing with you soon that I'll still be able to connect with you, because at the end of the day, that has been my biggest gift of filming this show, is connecting with so many of you with your beautiful stories. And look, my little New Year, Chinese New Year, good luck charm for me. So more to come, but I'm so grateful for everyone's love and support. You guys are an incredible audience with your own unique stories to tell. And I hope that you guys all one day have your opportunity. And Rob, Max, Zoe, my brother, Jeff, my mom, we're all so grateful to you guys. This has been such a fun chapter lark. So thank you guys so much again. Hi.
Okay, let me pause that. Okay, you guys, I didn't want to be the one to break this news, but Crystal says she has another thing that's coming up, her big news, what she's going to be doing next, and it's Summer House. Can you believe it? Her and Carl, no, that's inappropriate, Joleen. But wouldn't that be great if Crystal just shows up on Summer House and they're like, aren't you like married with kids? Yeah, what of it? Aren't we like not friends with you? Yeah, whatever. This kind of makes me sad because I do enjoy myself some Crystal Minkoff. I need a housewife that's not, I need a balanced roster. They can't just be all, just like Tamra judges. You can't all be Tamras. So I enjoyed this. And look at our friend Ryan Bailey in the comments. He says, I don't accept this news. So again, another thing Ryan and I agree on. Tamra says, speaking of Tamra Judge, she says, you're going to be missed. You're a class act, Krista. I haven't had any time yet to call you a see you next Tuesday or a bitch. Come over to Orange County. So I kind of hope that she's going to end up, or they're going to bring back Winter House or Summer House, and Crystal Minkoff will be on it. P.S. I've been getting caught up on Summer House. Oh my God. Summer House is good. It is really good this season. There are some seasons of Summer House. Last season, I didn't like the whole Danielle and Lindsay not being friends. I thought Lindsay was acting ridiculous. Danielle, a little bit too at times, but it is really good. Christina, thank you for the first super chat of the live. Christina says, oh my God, I made a live. Love you, Joleen. Can you say Lala? You mean Lala? Lala probably wants to be on Winter House or Summer House because that's Lala. So of course, it is so good. I love the like fresh voices. Just a quick tangent on Summer House. If you're one of the Summer House peeps, put it in the chat and maybe I'll do a dedicated live and we'll get more into this season because I'm almost caught up. But they brought in some new blood. They brought in 2 guys and I didn't think I was going to like Jesse Solomon was one of the guys they brought in, but I actually do like him. And West is this other guy they brought in, not Wes. West, like Kanye West, northeast, southwest. Okay. Is that all of them? I think so. And he's kind of hooking up with Sierra. We're seeing like a softer, happier side of Sierra. Paige and Craig, I'm enjoying this, whatever's going on with them. I don't know if it's just because the Southern Charm men are such trash, but I like Craig now. Kyle and Amanda are like, oh my God, it's headed to Divorceville. And soon we are going to see the Lindsay and Carl breakup because they're supposed to get married. And it has just been, they've been fighting every Friday. So sometimes Carl's like, I'm just going to come up Saturday because we fight Friday. I will say, sounds like a good idea, but long term, you just aren't going to be able to see your fiance soon to be wife on Friday. It's a bummer. Now, here's what I'll tell you about the Carl Lindsay situation. Yes, West is super cool. His personality is great. If he ends up being a Schwartz or a Sandoval, I'm done with all of this Bravo world. But he's funny. He has a personality. He shows his nipples. He doesn't like have to have like the perfect 6-pack. I just enjoy West. I enjoy his little dynamic with Sierra. We'll see where that goes. I'm not sure because at times I'm like, does Sierra want to throuple with Jesse Solomon? Because sometimes I get the vibe that like, and Jesse Solomon and West are really good friends. Okay, I digress. So Carl and Lindsay. As a sober person myself, when Carl first got sober, I was like, get it, Carl, great for you. But that's a big reason why they tell people who are recently sober to not get in relationships because things like this can happen. You have that kind of addict. Well, there's lots of reasons, but you have the addict mind, the addict mentality. You want to jump to that next thing. You want to, it's either you're working out all the time, you're eating a bunch of sugar, or you're doing anything at this point. I mean, whether you're working a program or not, just trying to stay sober, and relationships add a whole bunch of mess that you don't need. And you don't even know what your new normal is yet. But Carl jumped it, right? But they've known each other for a while. So I was like, all right, I won't be judgy. And then Lindsay stayed sober. And I'm telling you, sober Lindsay is where it's at. Sober Lindsay is cool. Drunk Lindsay is a jerk face. Lindsay's one of those people that is not a good drinker. I feel like Paige is a cool drinker. West is a cool drinker so far. But when it changes your personality for the negative, cut it out, Linz. And that is, I see her just I see the way she behaves, and he is are they still together, Maria? Oh, that's so adorable. I hope that works out, because I hated when she dated Austin. I was like, turn off this show. Why do people date Austin? He's just a tall Cabbage Patch Kid. I don't understand it. Okay. It is so good, Jet. So good. So when Lindsay was sober, it seemed to work a lot better. Now Lindsay is drinking, and then you can tell she's insecure about her drinking. So when he calls her out for drinking, or like, you're drunk, because when you're sober and you're hanging out with drunk people all the time, it's annoying as fuck. Okay. Now I know when I was drunk, I was annoying as fuck. But I also know that I could not be with someone who drinks. Hype Man Husband Shell doesn't drink. Not that he never has. We drank together occasionally, but I quit drinking a couple years into our relationship, and he was never a big drinker, which I feel so blessed for, because every other person I dated before him was a partier like me. And I know for my own sobriety, sanity, for what I want out of life, no offense to people that get drunk and drink, do it. Live your best life if you can. I just couldn't. And I don't want to be married to someone who parties. I don't want a Kyle, because that's what Amanda's dealing with. And I feel so bad. How are you going to be in your 40s, Kyle? Now, Kyle redeemed himself a little bit when he was on Traders season 1. I was like, all right, Kyle, all right, I can deal with you. How are you going to be in your 40s and coming home at 4 a.m. to your wife and your 2 adorable dogs? You know how lucky Kyle is? Like, Kyle, what is there to do until 4 a.m.? You are too old, sir. You are too old. Is he doing the cocaine that Carl stopped doing? Anyways, Lindsay keeps then accusing Carl of doing drugs. And I'm like, oh, it's not good. That is not what you need in early sobriety. That's not what you need in any sobriety. If my husband, every time I acted weird, was like, Joleen, are you drinking? My husband has never, ever asked me if I was on pills, any kind of drug, alcohol, nothing. That would break my heart. That would break my heart. And I think, right, on a school night, Steven, yeah, coming home at 4 a.m. when you are 40, like regularly during the week, is super wild. That is some Tom Sandoval. When Lindsay said that Carl was Tom Sandoval, I was like, no, it's a little more Kyle in like the party game. It's just too much. It's way too much. But the couples are just such, for the most part, kind of Debbie Downers on the show. But there's always going to be couples on the show, because whether they already are, there's going to be the West and Sierras pop up. I kind of miss Luke, and I know I shouldn't, but he's like my Minnesota brother. And I miss him, because when he got, he could be a little bit of a fuckboy at times, but when he got upset, remember when he got mad at like Kyle and them, and he goes, I don't like ya. It was the most Minnesota mad. Oh my God. Randomly, Chell will just go at me and go, I don't like ya. And then we laugh, because he literally yelled up the stairs. He goes, I don't like ya. I was like, oh, Luke, that is so Minnesotan. That is so Fargo. I know Fargo's not in Minnesota, but it's on the border. Moorhead, Fargo, North Dakota. Got it. It was so classic. Jen says they both said Kyle only does it 3 to 4 times. Oh, because they were acting like Jen in the episodes I'm watching that he was doing that on the regular. But even when they're at the summer house, why can't he just go to bed with his wife? I don't want a husband in his 40s who won't go to bed with me. That to me is weird. There's something wrong. And when Kyle told Amanda on a recent episode, I don't know if it's the most recent episode, he said, being married to you is so lonely. I was like, oh my God. They have some serious issues. Now, Kyle does want to go to marriage therapy, and Amanda's like, no, I don't want to. So I don't know what's happening with Amanda, but girl, run to marriage therapy. Run if you want to stay married to this man. But part of me thinks maybe she's just done. She doesn't want to live in New York. He wants to live in New York. She wants to raise her kids in Jersey. He's like, well, we don't have kids yet. She wants a house to escape to in Jersey first. He's like, I don't know. She doesn't want to party. Amanda likes jammies. She wants someone to cuddle with, Netflix and chill, make some popcorn, not in the microwave. It's like the worst thing you can eat, allegedly, according to doctors. I'm seeing all these things online, and I'm like, oh. And I think of all the microwave popcorn I've eaten throughout my life, and I'm like, oh, that's not going to bode well. But Kyle could probably just like hang out with her. And then he was crying at the bar. So he went out with a group and then she stayed back with another group, which, it's great to have a little bit of independence from your partner, obviously, but then he's sitting there crying. And now my favorite person on the show is from probably Paige, because she just gives the best interview DR type thing and the best reads on situations. And I feel like she's a good girlfriend to her friends. That's what I do like about that show. I feel like the girls, like the Paige crew, they're actually really good girlfriends to each other. Not necessarily to Lindsay, but I don't think Lindsay knows how to be the greatest of girlfriend. I want to cheer for Lindsay. But sometimes she makes it really hard. But I also never forget that Carl hasn't always been like this. Paige has a point. This easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. He's had his issues too. So they both have their issues, but it's so good. But right, I love Paige. Paige is just I don't know. And I love that she told Craig, no, you can't pay for my apartment. I don't need extra money. And I love that she learned, you learn this, and it's rough. And that's why, it's something that women had to, our mothers and our mothers' mothers, it wasn't too long ago that women couldn't buy homes by themselves. They couldn't get credit cards on their own. You know what I mean? They needed a man to sign for it. So there has been a ton of financial abuse throughout the years from men to women. And now I'm sure it's evened out where women are doing it too to men. But I think that's what we see with these housewives. It's really important to be, have your own, not exit plan, but kind of have your own money so that someone can control you in that way. Because when she was describing a guy paying for a flight and she couldn't work the time of the flight, or it was too early or wasn't a good time, he was like, well, when you buy the tickets, you can pick the time. It's like, oh no, sir, we are not going to talk to me like that. Or then you think you owe someone something. So I love her independence in that, but I also could not believe, I can believe because it's New York, that she pays $8,500 a month, you guys, in rent. And she's like, I'll go up to $9,000. $9,000. I know it's New York. I know it's New York and it's a magical city and I love New York, but I am too old to live in New York. Unless I could afford the $10,000, the $20,000 a month. And even then I'd be like, you'd have to be hella rich, because I would think I'm throwing my money away. Hopefully I could buy something, but I gotta have that Bethany Frankel money to buy something. But I could not. Even Craig's face when he's like, $9,000 a month in rent? Are you kidding me? What are you, Todrick Hall? Are you that bad with finances? That just seems like it should be illegal. You don't own any part of that. You're just throwing your money away at any. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm sure that the New York most of us would live in wouldn't be that much. But if you want a nice place in a nice, ritzier area or part of New York, I know that I always thought I want to live in the West Village or wherever by Andy Cohen, and you can get a shoebox for $5,000, but it's on a really pretty street. And after the Pannekuchen, because I used to think, well, I'll just hang out outside all the time. And then after the Pannekuchen, I'm like, no, I need a little bit of space. In case we have another worldwide Pannekuchen, I need to be able to know that I can escape to my residence and not feel super claustrophobic. So yes, always indie rap. Yeah, always have a secret account. Have something. You got to make sure you're set. So I love that about Paige. Yes, Amanda just wants the Hidden Valley Ranch. She is, what's so funny? I think I saw Ryan Bailey. He had a short on Instagram and he was reacting to that. Oh my, he was like, ugh. To me, that's normal. I'm from the Midwest. People drink ranch all the time. My friend Annie, her adorable son, who's now a teenager because we're so old, but when he was a little baby, probably a toddler, we all went out to eat and we had a little cup and he was basically taking shots of ranch. You know how they give you the little ramekins? He was like, can we get another ranch for the kid? So before you drink beer and alcohol, you're shooting ranch in the Midwest, in Minnesota. Definitely. So I don't think it's that weird. I don't do ranch like that. I got to have something to dip. But I do whipped cream like that. Not whippets, but whipped cream, right? I just saw his little short about it and I was like, oh my gosh. And I forget where Ryan's from, but I was like, definitely not the Midwest, because that is, ask anyone from the Midwest here. They'll probably be like, yeah, I know someone who does that. You might think it's gross, but the Hidden Valley it's in the Midwest. I don't know if it is, but right? Witness true fact same. It's I don't know. It's just like the milk and the dairy states of it all. We're just like, Hidden Valley. Like, I think it was made by our people. I'm not sure. I am not sure. We love Ryan Bailey too. We got to get him back over here. I was just over there. If you missed it, geeking me out, go check it out. I did a recap with him a couple weeks ago and it was super, super fun. Yes, Steven, watch them hire a ranch sommelier. That would be more interesting than the friggin' what was it, water that Lala did. Okay, so Janet sang it, see Adam sang. It's a Midwest thing. It just is. It's one of our many charms. That's why I love being from the Midwest. We have so many fun quirks. Miss Diamond, same in Nebraska. I mean, that's how it is. Ranch is life. Chell, my husband hates ranch, and he hates sour cream. And I'm like, how did we even make it this long? Because I love crema. I love ranch. I'm just like, give it to me. Give it to me. Anna says, I'm a Midwest girl who hates ranch. A man who made me so nauseous. Yes, if you hate ranch, that scene will make you nauseous. That would be like if I was watching someone chug milk. Whenever anyone chugs milk, I'm disgusted. So this season of Vanderpump, when Katie Maloney was like, I bet Joe drinks milk. I was like, oh, she does. Okay, speaking of Joe, you guys, do we realize that Joe Wenberg, that's not even her name. So I was perusing the Vanderpump Reddits, all right? And one night, it was like a couple nights ago, I think, that all this came about, where people were like, hey, did you know that Joe Wenberg is, her real name is Kaleigh? And I'm like, who the fudge is Kaleigh? So apparently, okay, shout out to this. So my family Jeannie was posting about all this, but I first heard about it from Drunk Drawn, that I heard about from Reddit. So shout out to the Vanderpump Reddit. So Drunk Drawn posted this thing in their story and said, some Joe tea. Okay, so just a little tea. I honestly do feel bad for her right now, and the way production dangled her in front of the cast like chum. But an ex of mine from the mid-2010s suddenly began getting weekly haircuts from her in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So naturally, she became a person of interest. Weekly haircuts? Oh, no. He ended up cheating on me with Joseph, real name Kaleigh. We broke up, and then they moved to Los Angeles together to live out some bizarre spiritual journey, which of course you do that in Los Angeles. Similar to what Schwartz said about them going on a journey. Oh, does she get these guys with her journey talk? Don't stop believing. I wish it was that kind of journey, but I'm sure it's like putting crystals in your hoo-ha-ha or something. I haven't revisited this stuff emotionally for so long, but Vanderpump is my fave show, and now she's on it. Road. So too long, didn't read. Joe's real name is Kaleigh. So then people started pulling up more receipts. So based on public records, Joe goes by Joe, similar to Rachel, or Raquel goes by Rachel, and Jason goes by Jax. But her real name is she's a Kaleigh. She's a Kaleigh. And apologies to the good Kaleighs, but everybody knows a bad Kaleigh. You know what I mean? Everyone's met that one Kaleigh. Just a hater. Just a hateration. A one-upper, a stealer, a slimer. Kaleigh Wenberg. But her middle name appears to be Joe. Then they went even farther to find, this is Joe in, oh my God, this is so screams like the late, 2008, 2009, 2010, the style of like, put yellow and blue together, get a big chunky belt, see what happens, part your hair really far over to one side, make sure it's flat. So apparently she went to St. Norbert, which I have never heard of this school, which I wonder where the school is. I'm going to look it up real quick, because being from Minnesota and I went to University of Wisconsin, St. Norbert. Oh, it's in De Pere. Oh, it's a private. Okay, cake eater. Oh, it's a Catholic school. Oh, she's got that original sin on her unless she was baptized. Get that baptism, girl. A top-ranked Catholic liberal arts college, St. Norbert. I've never even heard of De Pere, Wisconsin. De Pere. Okay. All right. All right. Mm-hmm. So that it's a small little Catholic. So she's a little Catholic gal, which isn't surprising. A lot of us are from the Midwest. You're Catholic, Lutheran. I mean, it's become more diverse with more diverse religions through the years, but the Lutherans and the Catholics love it cold, allegedly. Okay. So Kaleigh Wenberg, class of 2010, I'm assuming, just wanted to feel like she belongs somewhere. Oh, she's still doing that song and dance on Vanderpump. Nobody likes me. Well, maybe it's because you're stealing people's boyfriends and then you're lying and you're siding with the boys. Okay. So she just wanted somewhere to belong when she toured St. Norbert on August 21st, 2008. Oh, was it a 2-year college? Okay, anyways, who cares? She knew she had found the community she was looking for, albeit only a little more than a week before the beginning of the fall semester. So they must have done like a student profile on her. I just want to belong. 24 hours later, Wenberg was a member of that same community. She moves fast. Okay. Just ask that lady whose boyfriend she allegedly stole. She moves fast. A transfer student. Oh my God. She's such a cake eater. She's at St. Thomas. That's in Minnesota. That's a private school in Minnesota, and that's in St. Paul, Minnesota. And that shit is expensive. Unless you got a scholarship or rich parents, you ain't going to St. Thomas. That is like, it's a good school too. Oh, she was a Tommy. I worked at an Irish pub over there and we would serve the Tommies. And let's just say, not good tippers. Rich people never, when they're just like handed money, the kids of rich people, they're just bad tippers. And we'd be like, ugh, here comes a Tommy. Oh my God, who wants them? Not me. You know, I want like the U of M. They know how to tip. Oh, this makes so much sense why she is, no offense to the Tommies out there, but this makes so much sense. Okay. So she transferred from the University of St. Thomas. I want to know why she left St. Thomas because I honestly have never heard of anyone leaving St. Thomas. Not that I know everyone in Minnesota or Wisconsin, but almost, allegedly. Okay. Her application to St. Norbert was accepted. Her deposit put down. Thanks, Mom and Dad. And she had her housing and she had a scholarship. Well, good for her. Good for you, baby. Good for you. In hand, all in one day. Oh, an overachiever. The office admission offered her a job. The office of admission offered her a job. Damn. Not to boot. That is so scummy. As a transfer student coordinator. Oh, she was one of those. Dude, everything about, I'm telling you, allegedly conspiracy theory, put your conspiracy theory hat on. She is like a, what's that show about the guy that's all, it was a Bravo show. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's like the Bad Joe or Dirty John. She's a Dirty Joe, a Dirty John. Like she has lots of different lives, like histories, personalities, allegedly. Okay. So, oh my goodness. A position that drew on her very recent experience. Wow. And that she took and still enjoys. 1 week later, she started class alongside the rest of the class of 2010. She said it was kind of a whirlwind. You guys, she's a Dirty Joe. I am telling you. And I will say something else about the St. Thomas. So it's a really expensive school. And okay, so I had a cousin who went to St. Thomas and he was so smart. Like he went on to like work for MIT. I think he's still in Boston. I don't talk to him very often. Shout out to Shane. He was killing it. I think he might. Either he went to MIT or I think he went to MIT after St. Thomas. Like he's so smart, right? And he's one of the few. I have another cousin who went to St. Thomas, and she spent all that money. And I think she works at a bar. No offense, all offense. Work wherever you want, but it's like a lot of money, you know. And it's interesting that Joe spent all this money to go to these like private schools to only then go into like a trade, which is great. I mean, the hairstylists, hair professionals, they make bank. And if you have your own business or you just rent a chair, however you do it, I mean, you always need your hair done. But it is very interesting that Nana knows. Nana, did Shane go to MIT? Did he work for MIT? But Shane went to St. Thomas. But this makes sense. So, and I honestly never knew anyone that transferred to St. Thomas from St. Thomas to another school. So what? I want to know what happened. I want to know what happened at St. Thomas that made her leave after 2 years. Now I'm like, I feel like this is a whole other story we got to know about. I want someone to interview Jo and find out, because you don't just leave St. Thomas. It's a really good school, and if you can afford to have a scholarship, why would you leave it? I'm sure St. Norbert is a good school too, but just interesting. Who did she piss off? What did she do? What happened? And then right when she gets to this new school, she's like, and I work in the admissions office, and I'm part. All of a sudden, she's this super overachiever to now be like, I just like to surf and I never wash my hair. And and I realize you can change. I've changed through the years, but these seem pretty drastic. Okay. Works for MIT. Okay. So, I mean, that's the kind of stuff you do after St. Thomas. So interesting. Well, not everybody, I should say. Yeah, my parents made me go to Catholic school for 9th grade, and I was like, get me out of here and back to public school. And I cried and begged, and they let me. They were like, we just wanted a better life for you. And I was like, I don't want a better life. I don't want your life. Adam says, oh, now this makes so much sense about Jo. Being Midwestern and Catholic, I get it. She has a lot of guilt, obviously. You know, I mean, she has been relieved of her original sin by the gift of baptism, which I don't think they believe in anymore of original sin, but I don't know. Jo's a lot smarter than she lets on. I think she's playing down her dumbness. Anna, this happened to your sister? St. Thomas was too expensive. That's why my sister ended up at St. Norbert's. Are you serious? So maybe she couldn't afford it. That could be. Anna, that is what a coinky dink. It is very expensive. Like, it is the cake eater school. There's another school over there, and it's skipping my brain right now. Nana probably knows it. That's near St. Thomas in St. Paul. That is even more expensive and fancier than St. Thomas. And I forget what it's called. I'm sure one of my Minnesota peeps will say what it is, but it's a smaller school than St. Thomas. The campus is right near there, Grand Avenue area. And when those guys came into the bar I worked at, that was annoying too, because they tipped even worse than the St. Thomas kids. It was crazy. Anna needs to deep dive this. Yes, Anna, please. Adam says you need to deep dive. Ask your sister. How old is your sister? Does she know Jo? Does she know Dirty Jo, allegedly? Okay, so you're right. Galactic Drip says, I think she did some work on Tom. Not Hamlin, Nana. Hamlin's good too, but it's that other one, the smaller one. But Hamlin's a great school as well. There's a lot of great schools over there, but my goodness. I'm in RCIA for my first communion and confirmation. Yes, baptism is still for OG sin. Okay, thank you, Nikki. Nikki, are you marrying a Catholic? Is that why you're doing this? Because I had friends that weren't Catholic or like Lutherans, and they married Catholics, and they had to go through the whole process. And I was like, oh, I feel so bad for you, because I did that as a kid and teenager, and it was hard enough to learn all that stuff. But then I was so excited, the alcoholic in me, who was still a child, but knew she was going to grow up to be a great alcoholic, was like, I can't wait till we can drink the red wine, which is the blood of Christ. Allegedly. So, looked like a senior stylist intervened with Tom's dye job. Yeah. Jo and the lady who owned that salon, the one he allegedly slept with as well, the lady with the adult braces, that cute little lady, I think they tag teamed. Maybe bad choice of words. Tom's hair when he was dyeing it. All right, Anna has entered the chat again. Anna says, unfortunately, my sister graduated about 9 years after Jo, so no overlap. Oh, bummer. Believe me, I asked to see if she knew anyone who knew Jo. You did? Oh my gosh. Dog Mom Laura says, I used to bartend. The best tippers were the police, firemen, and all union construction workers. The Irish pub, well, yeah, the union guys always tip well. The Irish pub I worked at, shout out to O'Gara's. I don't think it's there anymore. It might still be at the state fair. Anyways, they would give free food to all the police officers and firefighters. I don't know if that was on the level, if they were supposed to, but they never were charged to eat at this place. And this is back like 2002, 2003, 2004. So not Concordia, Nana. You're getting so close. There's so many schools over there. Nikki says, yes, my fiance is Catholic, but I was baptized Catholic. So I'm continuing to get on. Oh, good for you. Get those sacraments, Nikki. It was very important for Nana to get me my confirmation, because you cannot technically be married in a Catholic church, they tell you, without getting your confirmation, which you usually get like 9th grade, something like that. And then I ended up eloping to Vegas. I was like, sorry, Nana. Sorry. But you guys, I think it's very interesting that Joe has like these double, triple, quadruple lives. And that allegedly this lady's coming forward saying, oh yeah, I remember Joe. She stole my guy. I mean, granted, you can't steal a man. The man just leaves. But she was, my guy was cheating with her and then moved to Los Angeles to start this new journey. So there is something, it's not St. Mary's, it's McAllister. I just looked it up while I was talking, Miss Diamond. So McAllister College is the even more, Anna probably knows what I'm talking about, is even, I think it's considered even definitely more expensive, but even a better college than St. Thomas, even though St. Thomas is considered to be a really good school. But McAllister is super small. St. Catherine's is a great school. That's an all girls college, I believe, still. A lot of great nurses come out of there. But yeah, McAllister College is very small. I mean, you are the eater of all the cakes if you go there. So yes. So we might have to dig more into this Joe Kaleigh Wenberg business, because I was just like, what? So already Betches.com did a little news article on this. So let's see what they have to say about it. Let me pull that up here. Of why, like, it's very interesting that these like scandalous characters on the show, like the Jacks, like the Rachel Raquel, like the Joe Wenbergs, who are involved in a little scand, how they all kind of changed their name, Okay. So, and she kind of, I mean, she tries to play off that she's like this hippie, no frills, salt of the earth kind of, just hard. And I'm just like, okay, but all right. But you're like a private school girl, which no shade, no offense, all offense, but like, and then you were like this overachiever, but maybe she got sick of it. I don't know. Seems like she's reinvented herself a few times. Yes. Thank you. I always forget about Lauren from Utah, Lala. It's like all the most scandalous people in the Bravo world are like, I'm going to change my name. Okay. So, which obviously not uncommon for people in Hollywood to do that, but interesting that only the scandalous hoes on Bravo tend to change their name. So the Betches network or .com is saying, while no one should be up in arms about an ancient cheating scandal or electing to drop one of the baby names that white lady wrote on a chalkboard, it is lukewarm, if not scalding hot tea, for several reasons. Firstly, VPR fans are somewhat divided over whether to feel bad for Joe for getting played by Schwartz. Let's put it in the chat. I wish I could do a poll through StreamYard. Put it in the chat. Let me know, do you feel bad for Joe for what's going on with Schwartz or no? And let's see what they have to say. Thank you, Nana. Nana says, hit that like. So let me know in the chat, in the live chat or the comment section if you're watching on the replay. Hi, guys. Let me know if you feel bad for Joe or don't feel bad for Joe. All right. So they're saying people feel bad for Joe for getting played by Schwartz on national television, or charge it to the game since she was complicit in Ariana getting played by Sandoval and Rachel. I mean, I am on the fence about that. Yeah. The cheating, I mean, not really on the fence, but the cheating rumors would add credence to the side that believes Joe is not a girl's girl. So while Schwartz is still the ultimate villain, and he is, she's not entirely innocent of how she ended up in that scenario. Her cool, chill, hottie persona. I'm not like other girls. I'm a cool girl. I don't even brush my teeth. You guys like, oh my God, you guys, seriously, I don't brush my teeth. I don't floss. I only wear eyeliner if it just happens to fall on my eye. And if it's on my bed and I accidentally scrape my eye against it, then I might end up with a cat eye. Otherwise, I don't even bother. I'm not like these other bitches. I don't like drama. It's always those hoes that are the most drama. The worst kind. Okay. So, all right. So she's not entirely innocent. She's this cool, chill, hottie persona, does come on strong, and knowing that she changed her name from Kaleigh to something far more bro-friendly, all bitches is onto something, is admittedly LOL worthy. It really is. She was like, I'm such, like, the guys, my name is Joe. Now, granted, a lot of my friends, a lot of my niece and nephew, they call me Joe. They call me JoJo. That's, short for Joleen. That makes more sense. But I mean, her middle name is Jo. My middle name is Marie. Nobody calls me Marie, even though that's a beautiful name. Oh yeah, I only get along with guys. Women are just like, I'm like, can we be done with that? It is 2024. There is no woman alive who isn't problematic, who's going to be like, I get along with guys better. It's only because you're problematic. It's only because you fuck someone's guy. It's only because you want to covet someone's guy. There's no reason. There is no reason you can't get along with your own gender. There's nothing wrong with us. We are perfectly nice people. Okay. I am so tired of that. Just like, guys better. All right. Well, what did you do? What did you do? Because don't blame us, the entire gender of women. Okay. So why did Kaleigh change her name to Jo? Oh, she's so Kaleigh. I can't unsee it now. Okay. Let's take some educated guesses, shall we? Well, we know that Kaleigh's very educated. Rachel, FKA, Raquel changed her name. Oh, formerly known as. I was like, what's FKA? To make herself feel more special. Since they're practically matching friendship bracelets level close these days, perhaps birds of a feather flock together, and Jo wanted something a little more vibey before she hopped off the plane at LAX. Also, apparently, Jo is her middle name. So perhaps she identified with that more than her first one. Jo's styling business seems to go by Jo My Gosh hair. Oh, yeah, she probably was like, oh, that's so funny. Like, oh my gosh, but Jo My Gosh. Oh, yeah. So it's even possible this was purely a business decision. Considering I'm contemplating buying a Jo My Gosh, I will cut you hat. I mean, that is kind of cute. I'll be honest. Her branding of her hat, I've seen her hats that she's selling. They're really cute. But are we going to be a victim or are we going to sell merch? You got to pick a lane, because if we're having such a good time when we're selling merch, are the fans evil and bullying you, or are you merch driven? All right. It would be a good business decision. Jo gave some very negative feedback on Rachel's podcast. Oh, we know. We were here. We listened to it. We provided commentary on it. You guys, if you missed that, I'll link it at the end of this video. But I do have a separate playlist on my channel that is Rachel Goes Rogue and the commentary and roasting I do of her podcast about her Pump Rules experience. So it's unlikely we'll see her back on the show to explain. I think she's coming back. But Jo, if you're reading this, feel free to DM me with the truth and link to the hat. Okay, that was Marissa Dow. Marissa, great article. We loved it. You did a great job. Okay. I'm going to see what you guys say. HC said Jo's a perpetual victim. I mean, you're not lying. Lee Armstrong says she and Rachel are so cringe. They were really cringe in that podcast episode. Jen Willow says a sloppy Kaleigh just doesn't have the same ring to it. No, it's got to be a sloppy Jo, slobber Jo. She's not going to last. Kaleigh. Witness says, Natalia says, not really, especially since it doesn't seem that she has learned anything from the experience. Yeah, as far as you guys like feeling bad for her. A lot of no. I definitely don't feel bad for Dirty Jo. Irene says. Cammie says she's definitely not a girl's girl. Dog Mom Laura says karma will get you. She hid her so-called relationship with Tom. I mean, if a guy acts one way to one lady, most likely he's gonna act that same way to you. Jo Kelly Go comes in with the read. Jo is Raquel negative 1.0. Don't really feel bad for her. Hell no. Where in the world is Kurt? Says hell no. Kate Ann says nope. DC says nope. Lisa, she's a game player herself. Yep, charge it to the game. Cassandra Perez says it's giving Drew Barrymore poison ivy energy. It is. It really is, you guys. There's more to this. There is more to this. You guys are all no on the Jo. Everyone's like, no. And I think what really sealed the nail in her I don't feel bad for you coffin was the podcast with Rachel Raquel. Was just how she wants everyone to feel sorry for her. She's some victim of what happened without acknowledging any of Katie or Ariana's pain, and also not acknowledging why Ariana wouldn't want to talk to you or hang out with you, Katie as well, when you were fully in on behind this this lie, this scandal, and kind of cheered it on. So, oh no, it's got weird vibes. I've heard this Jodi Arias comparison before. I don't want to think that because she's like a murderer. As Tom Sandoval would say, allegedly, but not for the men. He wouldn't say allegedly for the men, just the women. So let me see if I have any more. Oh, so also there was one other thing with her. So the name, people were talking on the Reddit as well, saying that allegedly Joe, again, everything's alleged, doesn't have her hair license expired. So she might be working under no license as a hairstylist in the state of California. That's what people were saying. And I was like, what? What is going on? Kaleigh, go get that renewed. Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can find it here because they were talking about that. I was like, oh, okay. Joe Wenberg license. Okay, Kaleigh Joe Wenberg. Joe's license has been posted. Many have said Joe isn't licensed in California, which is accurate. Okay, so according to Reddit, shout out to Reddit, Vanderpumpaholic says, unsure if this has been posted. Many have said Joe, aka Kaleigh, isn't licensed in California, which is accurate. She never has been. What? It's not inactive, suspended, or retired. She was a licensed cosmetologist in Wisconsin, but her license expired 3/31/2023 in Wisconsin. Now, I don't know how this works for hairdressers. So hairdressers, please correct us. Let us know in the chat. She was licensed since 2012 through Scani. I wonder where she went to hair school. I wonder if she went to, what's the one that's really earthy? I like it though, but it's expensive, but it has a certain smell. I love Aveda. Did she go to the Aveda Institute? So to put it to bed, she is technically a cosmetologist, just not practicing. What? She's a licensed cosmetologist. Well, what's the difference? Can cosmetology do hair? Or do they have to have a specialization in that? This is confusing. But they're saying that she was a licensed cosmetologist in Wisconsin since 2012. But that expired last March. And she has never had an active license in California. What? She's dirty. I'm telling you, she's dirty Joeing. She's dirty Johnning. There's more out there. Allegedly. We got to dig. We got to find it. You guys know my email address, JoleenReacts@gmail.com. Send it my way. We will deep dive this stuff. Someone knows something. Someone out there knows something, okay? Coffee Insomnia, thank you for the super chat, says, aloha, thanks for your fab chats. You're the best. You're the best. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. So, JL says, I'm calling, stay bored. Oh my God. Joe's story aligns with Rachel's lawsuit. Ooh. Witness says, oh girl, you need a certificate for that. I took my niece up to LA for the test. Yeah, it's like not easy. A Callis says, technically, we knew she didn't do hair. She was going to burn every strand of Schwartz's head. There were actual hair stylists, hair professionals who were like, I've never seen anyone bleach hair that way. And I'll be honest, I really thought going from that dark to as light as he was going, I know you can just overall bleach the hair, but I thought they would maybe start with some highlights, some kind of foils. Something. And it says, I'm pretty sure Joe is a shampoo girl at the salon. Nothing wrong with that, but doesn't seem like an actual stylist. End up says cosmetology is the catch-all for hair, skin, nails. Okay. Nicole says, if Vanderpumprules comes back, I think they will bring Joe on. She's messy, and we like that. Mtronic says, I told you, she's a bored, lost trust fund kid. That would make sense. But this, along with her strange behavior, she doesn't sound like she went to a fancy school when she tries to explain things because she's dirty Johnning us. She gets this. She gets it. Chickenhead PK Neely, thank you. Says she is messy Joe. I mean, this is messy. From the name to the relationships to her introduction to the group to not having her license as a stylist, as a hairstylist, to the way she bleached Tom's hair. It's all very messy, you guys. NW says California has separate boards other than other states and don't offer reciprocity. Oh, interesting. For a lot of licenses. It's annoying and prevents a lot of professions from transferring in. It's kind of like with lawyers, right? Like if you can practice in a certain state, you still have to pass the bar in other states. And that's why, remember Emily from OC, her husband, it took him forever to pass the California bar because apparently the California bar is pretty difficult on the scale of bars, according to them. So that does make sense. Tracy says she does color and hair. It is all on her Instagram. Oh, Joe, my gosh. Are you scamming your clients? Okay. I wonder if, let's say you don't have a license to do hair. You have a cosmetology license and that license is in Wisconsin. It doesn't transfer over to California. Can you still sit in a chair and do hair, or do you have to divulge that to your client? Because a lot of places, they have like their license up. You know, some places you go, some stylists will have that up. So that is so interesting. I'm going to check. We're going to look into Joe's little Instagram here. Oops, I don't want that anymore. Because this is Joe, my gosh, we can't trust a word these people are saying. No wonder she hangs out with the Toms. She's allegedly a liar. She's a liar. Joe Wenberg. How long until she locks down her social media? Okay. Wait, she's following a Joe Wenberg? Oh, but it's not that Joe Wenberg. I was like, what? Joe Wenberg is following Joe Wenberg? Joe, my gosh. Okay, I found her. I'm pretty sure I follow her. Yeah, I do. Okay. Because her stories are just, sometimes they are like unhinged. And I'm like, girl, stop. All right. So, all right. What's going on in her story today? Uh-oh.
Got it. I mean, I got it. I mean, it's recording, but I don't know if how do I make this not go like this way? I want it to go the other way. We're just going to roll with it. All right. Okay. Yeah. So you see.
I'm calling it now. This is a character. She's created a character. She's created her LA persona, and this is her character. I don't know. I'm not sure how this works. How does this go? I just wear hats backwards. I have no idea how. I feel like it's now that we're learning more about her background, and I know she went to these really good schools that are not easy to get into at all. And then she's like, how do I do that? How does the internet work? It feels very put on. This is like a character she's created, whether it's out of some kind of defense mechanism or something from trauma. I have no idea if it's a trauma response or if it's just because she's in LA and it's fake in the funk. But even listening to this, I'm like, this chick, this is not real. This is not real, right? Oh my God. Where is Private School Girl? Where did she go? Okay. We'll listen to it.
I figured it out how to switch the da-da-da. Two things. One, I have a dog hair in my mouth. And two, dogs are the best. We love my one-eyed bandit Checkers. Oh, shoot. Three things. Well, four things. And then the third thing, dog hair. We love Checkers. Third thing, hats are dropping. And I figured out how to turn this around. And the fourth thing is my link in for the hats are going to be my neighbor just walked by. This is the fourth time I'm doing this. I'm just going to run through this. Okay. Fourth thing is hats are going to be in the link in my bio on my Instagram account very shortly. And the reason why I wanted to have you guys DM and still DM me your emails is that then you guys will know exactly when every new piece, AKA just baseball caps at this point, will be. I mean, there's more to come, but we'll see. The worst. I'm the worst. I'm the worst. I'm the worst. It basically is just, saying like, if you DM me your email or whatever, it'll just showcase like, hair's still there. I swear I cannot get through something as quickly as most of you guys can. I'm just not as good about this as you guys are, but
I am side-eyeing this so badly. She loves to mention this quite often. I'm just not good at that. I'm just because I'm so different. Because I'm so, whether I'm like the cool girl or I'm ADHD, I'm ADD, and it's like for those of us who also have ADD, ADHD, it's like okay, I understand. There's different levels, different variations, spectrum. Got it. But like she wants to make sure she meant. I can't do this like you guys can. And it seems like you can do a lot. Seems like you can do a lot. This seems something's happening. Something's happening. This is spooky. Something's going on. I don't know. I'm like this. I'm side-eyeing. I'm side-eyeing this Joe. It seems very character driven. I lived in LA long enough to be like, to spot a fake. And I'm kind of spotting her over here. I don't know. Let's see what you guys are saying. Layla C says, it gets on my nerves when people like her and Rachel clearly want to be celebs, but can't cope with the criticism from the public that comes with it. Go back to doing hair. Well, she might not be able to because she don't have a license, Layla. If you don't want the comments. And white nail polish. We might have single white female Sandoval happening. I don't know. I tend to be able to read people, not always 100% right, but I think something, my Aquarius nature is like, I'm cringing with it. It's like, obviously it's also the very like, squirrel, you know what I mean? Like I'll sit here on my live and you guys will see, oh, my neighbors are walking by. Like, yes, but it's almost like she wants to, it's not like she's just, there's something, I don't know how to explain it. But I understand with ADD and specifically with my own, which is the only one I can speak on, is that I have a window here. Sometimes my neighbors are walking by. I'm like, oh, there's Vanessa Joaquin. And then I just move along with my day. But she almost wants to point out, you guys, I'm just so different. And and I feel like she weaponizes this quite a bit. And that I don't think is cool. That's very uncool. Stephen, thank you for the super chat. Stephen says, did you see Katie and Sheena's commercial for Chili's? I did not. Is it Chili's baby back rib, Chili's baby back rib, barbecue sauce? I did see they did an interview. We can talk about that, but I haven't. I want to see it. Please send me a link. Okay, let's listen to the rest of this.
What I should have basically just said was probably this. Hats are coming soon. DM me on Instagram your email. And the link for the hats, nobody needs that, will be in on my Instagram bio shortly, and you'll know when the hats are launching by getting an email from the email you DM me. Okay, I'm done.
I get it can be a funny shtick, to be like that, but there's just something in my spirit, in my soul doesn't feel right with this. That's just, yeah. It's just something. And to email for what? Just sell them on the website. What is going on? You want everyone to personally DM you? Write it down. I don't know. I get it. Because I too, like a lot of the tendencies I see her, I'm like, okay, yeah. But there's just something performative about it. And from seeing her on the show, I don't know. I'm going to leave it there for now because I don't want to, speak fully on that. But until I have maybe more info. But then you'll get, okay, so you have that, Joe, right? And then there's just something that's very unstable that's happening. So everyone this weekend is out at Coachella. They're just Coachellaing. Everyone's Chella. And then this woman is, no shade, me too. #me too. I am at home with my dogs. Okay. So she posts. So everyone else is like, freaking Teresa Giudice is out there taking pictures with Taylor Swift. And I'm like, what is going on here? And Lala's like, I'm back at Coachella, and we'll talk about all that. But let me share this here. So Teresa's out there like taking pictures with Swift, and I'm like, does Taylor Swift know she knows? Okay. So there's Teresa just like, hey, and Taylor Swift's like, hey, girl. So everyone's, living their best Coachella life. I was having a little FOMO, even though I don't want to go to Coachella. I did go one day last year. So I shouldn't say I don't want to, but it's really hot and I always look for a potty situation. And I don't love the potty situation. Okay. I don't do outhouses, even though sometimes I have to do a biff. We call it an outhouse some in the Midwest sometimes, but I don't love a biff. There are some flushable toilets there. But when I saw that No Doubt was there and Olivia Rodrigo joined Gwen Stefani and No Doubt to sing Bathwater, I about died. Okay. Because I'm like, I missed that. I love Olivia Rodrigo and No Doubt. Hello, 90s. And then Joe was posting this. So everyone else is out, doing their thing. And then she's like, oh, hey guys, I'm home with my dogs, which I am too. Totally fine. I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe she's just not into, something tells me she's into activities where there's drinking, allegedly. But maybe it's not Coachella. And also, Schwartz was at Coachella with his new Sophia, 23-year-old girlfriend who literally just graduated from Oregon State or State of Oregon or Oregon, go Ducks, whatever, a couple years ago when he was like, I don't want a relationship, but unless you're 23. And then I'm ready for something serious. And he just sang her praises in a recent Access Hollywood interview. And so Joe is, receiving exactly the treatment that Katie would get. Only, he's actually had like a relationship where he, showed himself to the public with her, like went public with her, but still, disrespected her every chance he got. So I see that and I'm like, okay. Well, maybe she's not into that. He's there. Then hours later, she posts this. And I'm just like, is every aspect of this lady's life, it's like one of those people you see on Facebook. And listen, I'm not saying I've never done a cringe social media post for sympathy, did one of those cries for help. It's been a while. One time I got really mad and I said, I'm moving to New York, peace. And I wasn't moving to New York. And my husband came home and he was like, people are texting me that we're moving to New York. I was like, oh yeah, I was having a day. And so I just put it on Facebook. I just did. So I'm not saying I never have, but it seems like this lady abuses. Like there's certain times that you can Facebook cry. You can social media cry, Instagram cry, that you can be like, you guys, but then there's a point where you gotta grow up. Okay. Sometimes you can just go, I'm moving to New York, deuces, and then never move to New York. And then your husband has to say, can you delete that? Because my Tias are calling me thinking we're moving to New York. And I'm like, oh, well, I thought about it. Okay. This was Joe. Hey guys, I'm deeply Okay. I hate when people have to tell us just how great they are. I'm a deeply empathetic person. I'm a deeply empathetic individual. Really? Because I haven't seen any empathy for Katie or Ariana, but okay, let's continue. I'm a deeply empathetic individual who often prioritizes the needs of others before my own. Brag, okay, humble brag. Come on now. Sometimes to my detriment. Despite facing personal challenges, I consistently lend a helping hand and reach out to my friends, even when I'm in a tough situation. I have compassion. Who knows no bounds? What? Maybe she was high when she wrote this. Okay. Blah, blah, tough situation. I have compassion who knows no bounds. I have compassion that knows. Okay. And honestly, I can't bear to see others in pain. I kind of think you liked seeing Katie pissed, but okay. Despite this, I often find myself feeling lonely because I invest so much energy into caring for others that I sometimes forget to care about myself. I sacrifice my own well-being. Can you relate to me? Yes or no? Oh, girl. Check yes or no. It's giving country song. I think this is how love goes. Check yes or no. No. Yes. You're prioritizing penis over your girlfriend's allegedly. Okay? And it sounds like she thought, oh, I'm all good in the hood. Like, I'm going to roll with Schwartz and Sandoval. Guess who's probably not calling her? Either of those people. Because as much as you're like, I love Tom Sandoval. Tom Sandoval will use you as a tool in his overall fuckery. He'll be like, look at this lady likes me. She's got a vagina. I can't be that bad. You're like, oh, but you are. Oh, but you are. So when she's like, I love Sandoval. Don't be surprised when none of these people call you. When none of these people want to hang out with you. Because Schwartz now has a new 23-year-old girlfriend. And she is at Coachella with him. and Sheena and Lala and all the people from Bravo, and you're not invited because you played with the dirty dogs instead of trying to actually befriend and be good friends to the women. Ugh. But yes, no, people are like, Joe wrote this. Oh yeah, this is from her story on Instagram. Joe, my gosh. So first she posts with the dogs. Everyone's at Coachella. Like everyone was posting from Coachella. I was watching the live stream of Coachella, just being like, oh. And then No Doubt came on. I was like, oh, how fun. And then Olivia Rodrigo. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm missing out. And I had such FOMO. And then I happened to just be looking through all the Bravolebrities, because it's my job to stalk them, allegedly. And saw them at Coachella. And then here's Joe going, oh, I'm so nice. And I prioritize everyone's needs over mine. And despite facing personal challenges, what? I consistently lend a helping hand and reach out to my friends even when I'm in a tough situation. Huh? Like when you didn't have a place to stay and Kristen Doty was like, you can stay over here. And you ghosted her and allegedly stayed at Schwartz's house. And she was like, oh, but I have an extra bedroom. But you were like, no, I'm trying to fuck this dude. I'm busy. So and then she says, I have compassion who knows no bounds. And I can't bear to see others in pain. Despite this, I often find myself feeling lonely. I invest so much energy into caring for others. Do you? Or do you just invest in the wrong people and the wrong things? Girl, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. This is not going to work for reality TV. This is not going to work. I think Rachel, she was posting in the desert, but I think she's posting from Arizona, but she might be. It looked kind of Arizona to me. But she could be. But it's like, yeah, is Rachel calling you? She only wants you to do her podcast because she knows you can bring the views. But, girl. And it's like, oh, you're just asking strangers on the internet to feel bad for you. But there's nothing to feel bad about. These are all fixable things. You can fix all these things. There's no reason why. Maybe you should have spent the time you feel lonely explaining to us why the name changes, what's going on with your cosmetology, hairstylist, license. Why did you bleach Schwartz hair that poorly? Why did you transfer from St. Thomas to St. Norbert? Do you have Catholic guilt like the rest of us? What's happening here? Okay. I love this My Family Genie on Instagram. They have everything about this. They're like, from the Sheboygan Press. That is one of my favorite Wisconsin town names, is Sheboygan, Wisconsin. It's just so good. It's so good. From the Sheboygan Press. Received her bachelor's degree from St. Norbert in business administration in 2010. So Joe received her bachelor's degree from St. Norbert in business administration in 2010. And you can see the middle name is Joe. Kaleigh Jo Wenberg. Bachelor's degree in business administration, according to the Sheboygan Press. It just doesn't get any better than the Sheboygan. Oh my God, I forgot I did this. My Family Genie also found a newspaper article. You guys, this is holy shit. This is the new podcast, Deep Dive. We're going to have to call Ryan Bailey, Zach Peter, Up and Adam, call everybody. Okay. We all gotta come together, call Kempire, Andrew Gabor. We all gotta come together, Mims, Busy Blue, and figure out who is this lady and what's she doing. Okay. So according to the Genie account, I want to make sure if you guys want to go follow My Family Genie on the Insta. What does this say? Okay. I haven't read it. I remember screenshotting. Okay. To me, oh no, it's an article about drugs. Oh God, get your cringe ready. Oh God. And that's Kaleigh Wenberg. I don't know what year this is from. Oh, it's when she was in grade 10 at Kohler High School. Holy shit. Okay. To me, this is according to Kaleigh Wenberg, Joe Wenberg in 10th grade. To me, a drug can either be good or bad for you. It depends on the type that you are concerned with. In this situation, we are looking at bad drugs. These are drugs that harm you in some way, shape, or form if you use them incorrectly. But of course, if you take these bad drugs in small amounts, You will be okay, right? Wrong. Drugs can be so powerful, they can even kill you. Oh my God, Kaleigh. But nowadays in our society, it's rare that teens take these warnings seriously. She was like the anti-drug teen too. She's a full fucking narc. Again, honestly, don't do drugs. I hate drugs. Drugs are bad. But she's a narc. She's a narc. She is drug abuse resistant education rock star, allegedly. Okay. Drugs can be so powerful, they can even kill you. But nowadays in our society, it's rare that teens take these warnings seriously. People might not want to admit it, but it is a growing factor in our world right now, and it's not making anything easier. It depends on the drug. I read and see on TV how many victims of drug abuse there are. It makes me sick to know someone would want to harm his or her body in that way. Well, I mean, that's okay. She's in 10th grade. Okay. That's okay, very 10th grade. All right. Yes, there are drugs that are helpful to you, but you must be careful and read the instructions and take them properly. That is, thank you, 10th grade Kaleigh. That is really good advice. If not, you're abusing the substance. And that to me is called drug abuse. Teens that are abusing drugs have to get them from somewhere, right? Where is the question? I'm guessing they receive them from older friends who can buy them from other friends, and so on and so on. And she sold to 2 friends, and so on. It's just one big drug trade out there in Sheboygan. And it's very hard to put an end to it because no one knows where to start. I believe that for bad drugs to be put to an end, the world would literally have to be perfect, and it isn't. That's why I got to change my name to Joe. It would be and is literally impossible to put an end to something so immense and vast like the universe and space combined. I added that part, but she said immense and vast. Drugs are so easy to obtain, but so hard to put an end to. Teens and even kids are using them. Just like the anti-drug commercials on TV, you need to have an anti-drug. Okay, Nancy Reagan, calm your boner. It is really important. When they say anti-drug, I interpret it as something to go instead of going out and doing drugs or going to drink. Oh, something to go to? Oh, I interpret it as something to go to instead of going out and doing drugs. It's like the teen center. You can go to Catholic church camp. You can go to confirmation class where people are probably doing drugs. Maybe not. It's really important. When they say anti-drug, I interpret it as something to go to instead of going out and doing drugs or going to drink. If you have other obligations or something else to take your mind off of it, it might limit the amount of drug abusers in the world, slowly but surely. And if that day comes, then our world would be perfect. Kaleigh Wenberg, Kohler High School, grade 10. Many people feel drug abuse is on the increase in our country, and it appears to be on the rise amongst our young people. Drug abuse is the addiction to illegal drugs and the excessive use of them. It is a serious problem in our society, and among our young people, it can cause harm to the user and also to the people around and close. And that's all they have for the article, you guys. And I wear hats. Just say no. This is very Nancy Reagan of her. This is very, I mean, drugs are bad. Drugs are bad. Okay, they definitely are. Not a fan of scary drugs or the fentanyl crisis. Horrible. That was Joe in 10th grade. Oh my God. It's spooky. She was narking on these kids. And they were like, don't you invited fucking Kaleigh? And then she was going to grow up and do shrooms with the Toms. So, but she didn't know back then because she was just a little baby. She looks like a sweet little Catholic school popular girl. You know, have you ever seen the movie that Mandy Moore is in, Macaulay Culkin's in, Saved, I think it is? It's pretty good satirical movie. It's very funny, but she reminds me of Mandy Moore's character in Saved. You know, she just does all the things. She's like, oh, I don't even wear tampons because I want to be a virgin forever. Like, just says, you know, funny things like that. According to My Family Genie, she won a college scholarship in 2006. Get it, girl. This was probably her yearbook photo. People went deep on her. They went CSI Sheboygan on this lady. Oh my goodness. And here's another little of her and her relaxed little you know, business cash outfit, little a banana bahublik, little J. Crew-esque going on over here. Oh Lord, let's see. Did they find anything else? Oh my God. It gets deeper. You guys. Someone found this and posted. Shout out to the Reddit. Who is that all the way on the left? That's Kaleigh Joe Wenberg. And who's that in the middle? That's Peter. And this is from 2014. Little Miss, I don't want to be on a reality show. I'm just a regular lady. Was stalking Sir. No, I think the story was she had been doing hair for the Sir people because for like the Vanderpump cast, because I know there were pictures of Ariana and it would be like hair by Joe My Gosh. But I don't know if that goes back to 2014. Possibly. Did she date Peter too? Because if she did, oh my God. Oh, yes. Amanda Bynes and Easy A. Yes, that's a good comparison too. Very good. Oh, okay. So here's one where Ariana, and this is okay. So Jared Lips, who we knew. So I heard about Jared Lips when he came out during Scandival and was like, Tom Sandoval's an asshole. And when I had cancer, he was the least supportive, blah, blah, blah. He would show up with the cameras there. He's an asshole. And then this is Janet from the Valley. She, I believe, had the party in this most recent episode. Wasn't that? Yeah. Or she's organizing something else in addition to that for like Be the Match, you know? Oh my God, thank you. My friends Vanessa and Joaquin said, my setup is good. Oh, Tilly. Oh, yeah, Tilly's back there. They said, and Tilly is in the back. So cute. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Joaquin. Miss you guys. Feel free to just walk over if you want to be a part of the video. You can just hop on in here. Hey, neighbors. So I know Jared Lips from that, and now he's in, you know, this episode, and he's was in this episode of The Valley, but this is him because he does makeup posting Ariana looking gorge, and this is, I don't even know how long ago this is. So New Year's Eve makeup inspo using, says the products, and then says hair by Joe My Gosh. So, I mean, she's been larking. So that's why when people are like, why is Katie mad? Why is Ariana mad? Because she's been in the group. She's been around. She's been a part of their world. And then she just comes in, you know, and is like totally an accomplice in the scandal of it all at Ariana's for Thanksgiving. Then she's like, acts like she's just meeting these people for the first time. So the first time I met Sheena, she took my hat off. No, girl, you met Sheena like 100. Are you crazy? What is happening here? You've met Sheena so many more times. What are you talking about? I'm not saying Sheena should have pulled your hat off, but girl, you've met her before. So her stories just are not adding up. There is something going down with this lady. And let's see if we have any more. Which one's this? Oh, Tuesday, Tom Schwartz and Kristen Doty are going to be on Watch What Happens Live, which could be interesting. Anything else here? I'm grabbing. Okay. We have to talk about something else. Are you guys ready? Okay. So I listened to some Lala podcasts. Okay. Speaking of, we'll get to the Coachella and all that. Okay. So, okay. So allegedly. All right. Lala was, well, she was, because I heard it. She was talking about the colloidal silver. Okay, has anyone here seen Mother God, the documentary on HBO Max about the cult? Mother God, it's highly disturbing, very interesting. There was a cult leader lady. Anyways, and they would have a YouTube channel. Check it out on HBO Max. So good. So Lala on her podcast was talking about how that's why she thinks she stayed so healthy during the make sure these did not connect, during the Panakuchen, was because she would spray the colloidal, the silver spray. Now, this is the same substance that this cult was selling online and swearing by. Like, everyone drink the silver, take the silver, to the point where this woman, this cult leader, Mother God, she drank so much of this silver when she was really going through like cirrhosis of the liver and dying of alcoholism, amongst other things, that she turned blue because it was blue. So Lala's out there going, yeah, it's super great. And people in her comments were like, no to colloidal silver. No, the FDA has deemed it unsafe. Please do your research. It may cure or solve small health inconveniences, but it's not worth poisoning yourself. Topically, it's fine, but I wouldn't use it on children since they put their hands and stuff in their mouth, and it's unsafe to ingest. I'm sure the amount they'd ingest that way would be negligible. Okay, but not worth it. So they're just kind of, I'm seeing, and I'm like, Lala, well, you got to be really careful with this stuff, because she was talking about how her cute little ocean had like hand and foot mouths, whatever that is, I guess, and hand over foot, hand, hoof, foot, mouth. Parents, help me in the chat. And Lala was like, yeah, someone told me about this silver. And when she said that, I was like, isn't that what Mother God used to drink? And didn't she? I was just like, oh no, Lala is not telling people to ingest. She was like, yeah, I sprayed silver, that colloidal or whatever it's called, silver, in my mouth, and that's why I didn't get the covert 19. I'm like, I wouldn't say, I wouldn't attribute it to that unless you got some like actual medical studies. I wouldn't go on your big platform and say that. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. But that's so Lala to just be Lala to just get out there and be like, yeah, it's you guys check out the silver. So then I was pulling up like New York Times articles, and when they were talking about the Mother God cult, so I'm like, Lala she's so the type that would fall into a cult. She is so the type, especially if they were like, you can be in a shitty movie. She'd be like, okay, I'll do it, allegedly. So they were talking about how Love Has Won, that is the Mother God documentary called Love Has Won, or I think it's called Love, or maybe it's called Mother God. Either way, Love Has Won members, I think that was what their cult was called, was Love Has Won, claimed that this silver could cure almost anything. It would take down the pharmaceutical industry in one video. Commander Buddha touts their homemade colloidal silver by shouting, get your Kool-Aid, either because he has no clue that expression comes from the lethal concoction Jim Jones gave his cult. So I was just like, oh God, don't be ingesting freaking, go to your doctor and ask your doctor, should I take this silver? Is this really what I should be doing? And then with the get your Kool-Aid, Jim Jones gave his followers in 1978, or because she's engaged in a very modern register of trolling, they were saying, okay. So it just reminded me of that. Let me see if there's anything else here. Yeah, this cult that was like saying, yes, you gotta take this silver. And it's just like her platform is too big now to be just willy-nilly saying anything, because people, there's a sense of responsibility at the level she's at now where, I don't like it. Layla said she really is a dummy. No wonder she will do anything to stay on TV. She probably couldn't hold a job otherwise. I don't know, but that is not smart of her to do. Varian says they use it in bandages. Leave it to blah blah to ruin colloidal silver. Yes, I'm sure there's like, I don't know the specific, I'm not going to tell you one, but I do know that this documentary I watched on the cult, the Mother God, the Love Has Won cult, they were selling this shit as like the second coming of medicine, going to take down, like they said, the pharmaceutical company could cure everything. And when Lala attributed that to why she didn't get sick during the Panakuchen, I was like, Oh no. Oh no. And her brother does have white boy dreads, and I double checked. And it's just as bad as we think. All right? Who told him that was what he should do? Because I don't know. I just all right. Let me know if you guys can hear this. Give me a thumbs up. And I did like a little screen recording here. Let me know if you can hear this.
Some of the time. Joleen.
Okay. Well, I was going to grab, I don't even think I have to play this. I was going to grab this and do a little sound. I forgot sound clips because she's talking about the Joleen song. And she's like, Jolene's great or something.
It was excellent.
I'm not like, oh, this is a country album.
Right.
I thought maybe you wouldn't be able to hear it because it's sorry guys, because it is a screen grab. However, okay, so they were talking about Beyonce's album. It's what, honey?
It's playing on your computer, but you just need to make sure that the audio on the computer picks it up too.
Yeah, I think it's because it's a screen recording. Hype Man Husband Chell was like, it's not working. So first of all, old white boy dreads, her brother. Shout out to her brother. I'm sure he's a nice gentleman. But white boy dreads was criticizing Beyonce's country album. White boy dreads, you got to sit this one out. He was like, and then they attributed it to like Lala said, "Oh, I like it, but I agree that there's not enough twang in her voice because she's such a strong singer." Okay. Yeah. White boy dreads and Lala. It seems like you take a lot from the culture. So let's just I don't think you understand kind of what you're talking about or what you're saying. It just was very I was like, yeah, I'm sure he's a nice person. But it's like you're taking a lot from the culture. Like let's not get into the specifics of why Beyonce's country album is actually very important and goes past whatever you're saying. You know, transcends this like needs more twang. Okay, no. So I just found that I was like, yeah. White boy dreads, place. Blah blah. White boy dreads, no. There's a history to this shit. Beyonce knows exactly what she's doing. She's killing it with it. You go to Utah. You go climb one of your mountains there. Okay, to speak on that. Like it gave me yuckies. Like you didn't do even the least bit of research about that album or the meaning behind it or where country music originated. Like you didn't do the bare minimum. And he's like, yes, no twang, you can't. And then they were like, people with pipes don't normally sing country music. I'm sorry. Dolly Parton, Martina McBride, Faith Hill, Shania Twain, Taylor Swift. What are you talking about? They're like, yeah, it's like Celine Dion making a country album. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, to who? Oh, I forgot about this part. Like, pissed me off because I'm like, oh, these people. Slow your Carrie Underwood. I think they did finally mention Carrie Underwood, but Steven said if Keith Urban can be from Australia and sing country without twang, then Beyonce from Texas could. Yes. White boy dreads loves Kanye. I'm in the tracks. Yeah. Carrie on. Let me keep naming. Like they just got done talking about Dolly Parton and the Joleen song. And they're like, no, her voice is too big for it. What? Patsy Cline. Thank you. I mean, what? What are you saying? Oh, it was a lot. Okay. Speaking of Lala and being a lot, they put on a show this weekend. So Lala went to Coachella and she was all, I think she's in her second trimester, which I think, correct me, moms, if I'm wrong, is supposed to be the trimester where you feel the most energy. Some people say they feel like running a marathon, which I can't even imagine carrying a child, let alone carrying a child and wanting to run a marathon, because I've never wanted to run a marathon at all. One time my husband Chell was training for a marathon. I ran with him and I made it like 10 feet and I was like, my butt's jiggling, and I turned around and I went back to our apartment. And then other times I just rode, back in the day, my beach cruiser with a Miller Lite and a cigarette and was like, go baby, go, you can do it. You know, because that's what your 20s are about. So crazy. So Lala was out there. They were trying to be like Danity Kane. It was Lala, Sheena. It's okay. Here's my question. Do you know this lady? So the lady all the way on the end to the right is a personal trainer. I started following her, and I think she's Lala's trainer because she's like a celebrity trainer. And I was like, I'm gonna follow her. Maybe I'll get some tips or something if I ever decide to, you know, actually go through with a workout, which I will eventually, someday, maybe, kind of, allegedly. And so I followed her. But that lady that's next to Sheena on her right, this lady has money. I forget her name, but she's in a lot of Sheena's vlogs. And I think her house, I believe, was the house in San Diego that Rachel Raquel and Tom Sandybutt showed up at on Labor Day when like Jax was there and all of them. And the one where, remember, Lala called out, Lala was there, it was around her birthday, and Lala called out Sandoval last season, was like, well, you were at this party without Ariana, and Ariana's grandma had just died, and you didn't leave. And Ariana, remember, she called Sandoval over, she's like, oh, he said Jason left without him, you know, old laptop boner on his podcast. And he was like, oh yeah, I was taking a shit, because he's always taking a shit during very important times in his life. He's always taking a shit. So this lady over there, I'm thinking, why isn't she on Vanderpump or the Valley or anything? Maybe she has like that real money. Perfect. Leanne Rhymes. Yes. Remember the blue? She hit those notes. Oh, so lonesome for you. Yes. Leanne Rhymes. So many. But I'm always curious because this lady's in all the vlogs. She's in like events, has parties, and she's not in any of the shows, but maybe she has that real money where she's like, oh, we can't be on TV. Maybe it's that real money, but it might be, yeah, there's some secrets that we don't want to get out there, you know. But every time I see her, I'm thinking, but she's got that real money. She's got like a real life, and she seems to be friends with a lot of them. Why isn't she on something else? I forget her name, but if you look at Sheena's social media, every time Sheena's at this like fancy house, I think they also had, when Sheena and Rachel were besties, they went to this woman's house and she had it catered, and she had like a movie room so that they could watch the premiere of last season of Vanderpump Rules, obviously before Scandal broke. And then they also watched the Toms on Watch What Happens Live. So, and it always will come full circle with laptop boner. Sheena was talking about all on her pods and her vlogs. Yeah. If you like look at Sheena's vlogs, you will learn quite a bit. So Lala's over here. So it was like the tale of two Coachellas. And then you got Team Ariana. So you got Team Lala. Lala has integrated herself into Sheena's friend group, Sheena's rich friend, and then someone that she pays to work out, her trainer. And they were like trying to coordinate their outfits, as you can see. And then they were posting things on Instagram with like Danity Kane's showstopper. And then you have Team Ariana, which is Dana. Is that the same lady? No, some other lady. I'm sorry, I don't know your name, lady. In the back, you got Ariana, and then you got Danielle. Oh, Meg's Cahill. Okay, I guess maybe her name was Meg. But Dana, obviously, now is the time to bring Dana back. If Katie and Ariana are going to stay on Vanderpump Rules, now is the time. We need to bring Dana back. When Dana was first on, it didn't make sense. It was too messy. We had those two problematic guys, Max and the YouTube guy, who looked eerily similar and were both douchebag anonymous. So it just didn't make sense. And then you had that girl that like assaulted her boyfriend. So we got a DV person who was, I think, the manager of, was it Sir for a little bit or Tom? I can't remember. But now it makes sense to have Dana come back because she's really good friends with Katie, really good friends with Ariana, and they need help. We need more women on this show calling out the bullshit, and I feel like Dana will now do that. Before, I think Dana was trying to find her place in the cast and in the show, and she was trying to hook up with Max. And remember how much Sheena hated Dana, which brings me to my next extremely important point, which is completely subjective, but one of you wonderful lean teamers messaged me and sent me this message. I'm going to read it. I won't say your name because I don't, want you to think I'm just like reading your DMs, but I got this and I read it. And it says, I'm rewatching the first episode of the reunion, and Sheena goes on a rant to Charlie and Rachel about not wanting them to stay friends with Danica because she doesn't want Danica. That was that girl's name. That other girl that was on Dana's season. She doesn't want Danica to have access to her inner circle. Was it Dana or was it Danica? I was stunned. It's exactly what Ariana is asking that they're all giving her shit for. Oh, and she shared the clip. Oh, I didn't look at the clip. Damn it. I think it might have been Dana because I think Sheena was cool with Danica. Remember what a hater Sheena was to Dana because Dana was getting all the dick that Sheena wanted. I hated that season of Sheena. Was that season 8? Season 8 or 9? When they brought the new players in, it just didn't work. It was like Saved by the Bell, the new class. You're like, oh, but Mr. Belding's still there and so is Screech. That's creepy. I didn't like it, but now I think it's time for Dana to come back. But she hated Dana so much. So now's the time. Yes, I feel like Dana's at this point. She's done stand-up comedy. She'll be like, clack, clack. Like, let me tell you, she will be what we wished Lala would be, but isn't. Because Lala was just too easy to just sell out. She's like, Dana putting Max's necklace in the toilet and kitty litter was gold. See, we need that kind of energy. We need that kind of energy. Thank you, Astro Boy. Megan Cahill. Okay. Dana putting Max's necklace. You guys are remembering that. So I think that Dana was just on with the wrong people and she deserves a redemption. I assume she'd be interested because she still rolls with Katie and Ariana and she's an actual friend of theirs and they need like a girl's girl. Because whatever Sheena and Lala are doing just is not working. It's not working. So I think it's time. It's time for Dana to return. It seems like a lot of you guys agree, and I love that for us. I love that we're agreeing. Okay. You guys, this was Brock at Coachella. What's going on? I consider myself progressive. I lived in WeHo. I loved it until I didn't love it, and I just got tired of people peeing everywhere and projectile pooping on Fairfax and Sunset, but I digress. What's happening? Why is Brock I feel like he's trying to show up Sheena. I feel like Brock is like, hold my crop top. Every chance we get, we're seeing Brock just raiding Sheena. What's going on? Am I too old? Did I enter that age where now it's like, oh, you're just old, you don't get it? Is that what's happening? Because I don't understand this. I think his hair looks cute. Necklace, okay. What's going on? What's happening? What's going on, you guys? Am I old? Is this what's happening? Am I just now so elderly? So elderly. I mean, he looks like the singer from. Oh, he does look like. There were two of the singers in Color Me Bad. Were they brothers? They kind of looked alike. But NW Wright, he looks like the singer from Color Me Bad. Ooh, I wanna sex you up. Does he want to be Sheena or does he want to be with Sheena? Is he going to freak offs? What's happening? Variant says, let's start a petition. You guys are saying I'm not completely decrepit yet. Irrelevant Photon says he probably borrows clothes from that guy. Oh, what? You're talking Sandoval? This looks like it could be a Sandoval outfit. I don't know. You guys. First the heels, then the lace top with the tank over it. It's just. Steven says, I'm biased. I find Brock hot. I can't say anything bad about it. Sure. There you go. I don't remember him wearing these clothes. I don't remember him. being so slutty. You know what I mean? I remember him dressing so slutty. He's asking for it. Okay, give it back. Give it back to the patriarchy a little bit. Give it back. I just don't. I'm sure it's fine, and everyone's so progressive, and who cares? And clothes are genderless. Gotcha. But when did this start? Did I miss it? I don't know. Mhm. So yeah. Yeah. Brock is morphing into Brooke. It is a tiny fit. At least it's without the ponytail. Right, Steven? It just feels like it was overnight. Like whatevs. Wear whatever you want, whatever you're comfy in. But it's like the guys that have the biggest opinions on women and how women should live their lives and what they're doing wrong, and get over it, and you're castrating these men. They sure want to live their best, I will say kind of stereotypical societal conditioned femininity. Whatever we define that in society, they sure want to, the Tom Sandoval's like, I'm carrying a purse. And I'm like, but you hate women. And I'm not saying just women can have purses, but women haters can't, Oh my gosh. It's interesting look. Shawnee agrees with you, Steven. Brock is hot, but I hate this look. And I met Brock, and he was not wearing anything like this. Or the patent leather boots. Nothing. So maybe, we got changes. Changes. I thought this was funny just because I saw this on the Insta, and then I claymationed Lala, and Lala's eyebrows went through the claymation when Lala was explaining why she unfollowed Katie and Ariana. And we talked about this previously, and she did not have a good reason other than jealousy, because I took a look at who Lala is following, and let's just say let's see some of the people she got rid of.
She disappears,
Oops. Okay. I was listening to drama and I was screen recording. Whoopsies. Okay. So let me see. Okay. All right. Let's see. Changes. Okay. Let's go. Stop screen. Present. Share screen. Is this the one I want to do? Yeah. Maybe let's do this one. Okay. So I do the deep dives so that you guys don't have to waste your life. Okay. So Lala unfollowed Katie and Ariana because, she something with the numbers, something, so that she could follow Ron Funches, who's a hilarious stand-up comedian. Okay. Nicole Byer, hilarious. Jenny Ting Ting, Hulk Sicko. Okay. Nicole Rose, Michelle from the Valley, some Meredith lady, Paige DeSanto, Theo Vaughn. Really, we're gonna follow no hate to Theo Vaughn. Shout out to you, sir, but really, we're gonna pick. Does she know him? Not that I don't have any tea on him or anything. I'm just saying over Katie, who's supposed to be a friend. Okay, Caroline Stansberry, Heather Dubrow, some other guy. Okay. Oh gosh. Lena Dunham, really? No, I'm just kidding. Ninja Kitchen. Okay. Angelina Jolie, she doesn't even do her own social media. Tom Schwartz, Lala still follows Tom Schwartz. Put your finger guns in the chat. That is some bullshit. I can't believe this. This is some bullshit. You follow Tom Schwartz. He said you were a bootleg housewife, talked about your lips, your daughter, hung out with your baby daddy when you told him not to, and pickleballed with him. And oh, girl, this is so sad. Bryn, Gertie, Shaquille Harris, Rob Evers, Forever Severs. Who the hell is that? Apologies to you, sir, if you're some important guy. SE Cup. Kristen Doty, I think, is pretty. Isn't she good friends with the SE Cup? The LA Times. Nia. She follows Nia. Okay. Allie Luber. Can you more? Can you more hair care? Z-Way. Okay, that's a good follow. Kate Chastain. It's just like some of these people. I'm like, what? Lisa from Miami. She doesn't care about you. Lisa Barlow. She probably don't care about you either. But I get that follow. I get that follow. Lindsay Hubbard. Megan King, formerly Edwards. Really? Oh goodness. Over Ariana and Katie. And she follows that Patrick guy who's the water sommelier. Julia Fox, she don't know you. She follows our friend Zach Peter. What's up, Zach? Amber, her Rand's first wife. Josh Snow. There was just some people. Audrina Part. What? Hello, Audrina? What is this? 2008? But your own friend you had to get rid of? You couldn't have got rid of Audrina? She won't even notice. Oh my gosh. Meredith Marks. Let's see. Oh, Teddy Mellencamp? Teddy? Are you for real? Are you for real? This is ridiculous. This is so ridiculous. All right. Michael Rappaport, he'll talk shit about you. Okay. Countess Luann. Reza. I do like myself some Reza. Anybody else here? Bunch of Sheena. Okay, you're still following Sheena for now. You're following the Give Them Lala fan club over your friends. Yes, Brock. She follows Brock. Give Them Ocean. Shut up. She does not have the Give Them Ocean. I've never seen that before. Oh Lord. Leah McSweeney. Oh my Lord. This is just. It just gets more. Frankie Grande. I mean, maybe she really liked this season of Reindeer Games. I didn't know she was a Big Brother fan. I don't know. Lisa Rinna. Oh, Lord. Okay. Stassi's mom, because you know she wants to wear Stassi's skin, allegedly. Who's Dana? It's Stassi's mom, Dana. Heather McDonald, obviously. Christina Kelly. How are you going to follow Christina Kelly and not Katie? Okay. And then I checked, and guess who is still following her? Katie and Ariana. Maybe it's changed for Katie, but I looked and they were both following her, and I'm like, Lala, it's just getting bleaker and bleaker. Bleaker and bleaker. Okay, so I see you guys were also talking about Sheena. Old Sheener. Sheena accuses Jax of doing the nose candy, allegedly. Okay. I mean, yeah. That adds up. Didn't Tom Sandoval in 2017 called out Jax Taylor's drug use? I mean, if you watch the show and you watch Jax, it's it's interesting. So Sheena's not the first one. So Sandoval has in 2017, and then Billy Lee accused Jax of being on drugs while filming Vanderpumprules in 2021. Jax and VPR alum Billy Lee have never got along. Billy's been trying to get him off the show for a while now, accusing him of making transphobic and insulting remarks toward her. Jax does have an infatuation with throwing shade at most of his friends and former coworkers, so you can't really blame Billy for gossiping about him all the time. Her 15 minutes of fame were up a long time ago, this according to realityt.com. Most recently, Billy appeared, this is in 2021, on the 2 Servings of Fruit podcast, that's a cute name, to throw even more shade at Jax and make some pretty serious accusations. Billy said Jax was very difficult to work with. Try being married to him, Brittany said. According to the Radar Online exclusive, no surprise we saw him be a literal terror to everyone at SUR. She added that he was often agitated and angry. I mean, that tracks still. Billy goes on to accuse Jax of being usually on drugs while filming Pump Rules, and she even claims the producers would dance around his behavior. She went on to talk about her own substance used as a way to cope. While filming, Billy said she was drinking a lot to calm her nerves and admitted to having, S thoughts at that time. Oh my geez. So Sheena is not the first one to accuse Jax. So Sheena, a couple days ago, according to Reality Blurb, Sheena slammed Jax for disgusting comment about her parenting, accuses him of indulging in pasta, and reacts to his scripted claims about Vanderpump Rules, plus talks dealing with criticism. So Sheena Shea, our lovely Sheena Shea, let me see if we have a picture of in the branding here of the Sheena. I don't think we do. Oh my goodness, we don't. Oh, well, you guys know what she looks like, so just think of that as I'm saying this, or maybe we'll just do this here. We'll do this, and we'll have the two of them together. But I mean, I don't know. And if he is on the pasta, I mean, it's a little, it might not be the best thing. Just hey, what, you know what we should do? We should bring back all the alleged angry cokehead guys. Yeah. Angry mushroom and cokehead guys. Okay, that sounds good. What's your network going to be known for? Angry men on coke, uppers, stuff like that. Little nose candy, allegedly. Obviously, everything is alleged, you guys. Okay, so Sheena Shea clapped back at Jax Taylor on Friday's episode of her podcast. So in her podcast shenanigans, after hearing that he made disgusting comments about her parenting, this guy thinks he knows everything. Before reacting to his suggestion that Vanderpump Rules is scripted and sharing how she deals with criticism online, Sheena, 38, shaded Jax, 41, for his suggestion that she's an absentee parent, as she accused him of indulging in pasta and warned that she's not afraid to tell the truth. Oh, Sheena, tell the truth. Mention it all. Jax made a disgusting comment about me and was saying some untrue things about Vanderpump Rules. They caught him at his Outback sports bar alley place. I don't know what to call it. That backroom bar in the alley he allegedly has. So he was at his self-named bar, Jax's, seemingly drunk. Shocker. Probably had a lot of pasta that night to eat. And he had the audacity to say that I'm always out partying and leave my child to be raised by my mother. Sheena shared on April 12th episode of Shenanigans. Oh my gosh. Jax is he tried to trick people during Scandival, and he went on Sheena's podcast and he tried to be like, oh, I love my wife and Brittany's so great and she saved me and blah, 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 empowered Ariana. And then the minute he got back on TV, he was like, fuck these bitches. Fuck these bitches. I don't like women's. I hate them. Okay. So, jeez. As Vanderpump Rules fans will recall, according to realityblurb.com, James Kennedy's infamous line from season 6, it's not about the pasta. It's not about the pasta. It's about the breadsticks. Garnered rumors that pasta was the cast code for cocaine. According to Sheena, she found it ironic that Jax made the comment while sitting at his bar partying without his 3-year-old son, Cruz. See, Sheena, that's what we call hypocrisy. Right? But also, it's just so far from the truth, and he should know this, she continued, starting to cry. Oh, she cried. 95% of the time when I'm out, it usually is a work thing. And it's also after I put my kid to bed. And it's so frustrating because I'm like, yes, I do a lot of stuff and I do go out often, but I can't make plans before 9 p.m. And if that means I'm going to be tired the next day, I'm still going to wake up with my kid. Looking back at the recent trip to New York City, Sheena said she had major mom guilt leaving her 2-year-old daughter Summer Moon in Los Angeles to go see Ariana Madix, 38, on Broadway. Oh, God. Then I see that he says, like, oh, Sheena's just out in New York. Sheena's going to be at Coachella because my mom is taking Summer to Cruz's birthday party this weekend because I'll be at Coachella working. It just really upset me. Sheena went on. Although she noted that she doesn't think people take Jack seriously. No. Sheena was highly offended by the comment and is now considering taking further action against him. Another lawsuit, maybe. Let's not throw stones when you live in a glass effing house, okay? She stated. If he keeps doing this, I will have no problem telling the truth about him. Sheena then reacted to Jack's scripted claim, pointing out that he filmed for season 11, saying Vanderpumprules is scripted. I'm on next week. Scripted. I wish it was. I wish I could say, oh no, that was in the script. I wish I could say when I was crying on Meemaw Beer Cheese's lap, and I bought him a penguin and he left and I just wanted to hug him and he said, leave me alone. And I said, do you love me? And he said, no. And I said, do you love me? He said, I just said no. And then Meemaw said, you gotta come home with me, little girl. You gotta come make some beer cheese. I wish that was scripted. Okay, I improvised a little there. Are you kidding me? She asked. As for how she handles online trolls, Sheena says she tries to stay out of the comment section, except she can't stay out of the comment section. No, Sheena, we saw this season. You love the comment section as much as possible. If someone sends me something funny, I may look at either what was before or after that and respond to a couple things. But I genuinely am trying to stay off of it. Well, I think that's really good for your mental girl, because it hasn't been the most positive and supportive experience, she shared. But I like to be in on the joke. But they don't want to be the joke. I'm also writing a couple new songs right now. Good as gold boots and good as gold hoops. No, those are just some things I thought up on the top of my head that she could write songs about. I'm just like, you know what? I can take what you've said, turn it into a bop, and then flip the script, she added. So Sheena is going to tell you haters what's up. So, okay. Okay, Sheena, get it. You guys, I can't believe we're already at 2 hours. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. Oh my goodness. I want to get to the Big Brother tea. Okay. All right. But I feel like I'm going to get to the Big Brother tea tomorrow. I'm sorry. I didn't put in the title anyway, so I don't feel that bad. I just kind of mentioned that I was going to say it, and I didn't even tag it. So we'll talk Big Brother tea tomorrow and more Vanderpump Rules stuff. I have to do a Valley recap because it already is a new Valley episode tomorrow. I can't believe it. You guys have been spectacular, fantastic, beautiful little pumpkin spice babies. So thank you. Jada, thank you for being a member for 4 months. Says, I just sent it to you on Insta. I need you to, oh God. Okay, no, I have it. Are you guys ready? I have it. So Cruz had his birthday party, right? That's what that's what I forgot that I was gonna play. So before we leave, Cruz's birthday party was at a jump land, and Brittany and Jax were there, united front. She was like, come on, Jax, get the bear chase. We're gonna take Cruz to the jump land. And this is what happened at the jump. One more time. Poor Cruz, his cake. But the table they had the cake on, I think Jax was maybe on a little bit too much pasta and he leaned on it too heavy. He really did arm day too hard and the cake went falling. And did you notice whose social media that's from? Jeremy Maddox. Ariana's estranged brother, was there, as was Zach with I'm sorry. That is so freaking funny. I mean, Cruz is young. He will never know. And he probably has his own smash cake or something. So I only feel bad for Cruz, but I'm sure. Actually, I saw a story then of Brittany picking up the cake. And she's like, Alicia didn't hit the floor. Alicia didn't hit the floor. And they served the cake. Okay. It might not have hit the floor, but I don't know if I would eat it because I would be like, all that. What if there's hair on the tablecloth? I don't know. I do love cake though. But did you see Jack? He's like, ugh! He's like all pissed. So happy birthday, Cruz. I'm so sorry that happened to you, but people still ate the cake. Some people, I don't know if I would, but yes, like Adam saying, smash that like on your way out. Thank you. You guys have been so fun. Shout out to all my super chatters today. Christina, Coffee Insomnia, Chickenhead PK Neely, Steven, Jada. Thank you guys. Shout out to my members, my mods, my Patreon supporters. You guys are beautiful, wonderful. Comment after the video post because I don't get to all of your comments and I love to hear from you. And until next time, like I always say, enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Bye.